Hello everyone and welcome to another video on JavaScript programming. Kaushal this side from SimplyCode, and today we are going to discuss validation in JavaScript. We have been through validation earlier, but we will go through the topic in depth today to see how it actually works in JavaScript. So before we begin, make sure that you have subscribed to our YouTube channel and press that bell icon to never miss an update from SimplyCode. So without any further delay, let's get started. If you guys see, we have two text boxes over here. One is for the username and the other one is for the password. Creating such text boxes in HTML is quite an easy task. We have to use the input tag, which we discussed a few sessions back, and we are using some more properties here. So you can see we have type as text for username, and for password the type is password. So before we move on to validation with JavaScript, let me tell you guys that we can do certain things with HTML as well. Like if we want that none of the two text boxes over here remains blank, we can write here inside these input tags. So if we write here required, save it, and now if you try to click on this submit button, you can see it says please fill out this field. It will not allow the user to submit the form until there is any value present for the name. So if we write here any random name and submit it now, you can see the form is getting refreshed. That's because we have used the form tag over here. Now if we try to submit without writing anything, we'll get the pop-up as please fill out this field. And we can do the same for password as well. Like if we write here required and save it. Now if you write any name over here for the username, and if we leave this password field blank, submit it, you can see it says please fill out this field for password as well. So HTML can let you do all this stuff, but when it comes to actual validation, like if you want the user to enter only if the name or password matches the one present in the backend, or maybe we can say in the server, we have to use something more than HTML. Now the case with JavaScript is a bit different. If we talk about validation in JavaScript, we can use JavaScript for client-side verification. The scenario here will be the one we'll discuss in today's video. What we'll do today is we'll create a basic sign-up form with three text boxes. One is for the username, the other one is for the password, and we'll add one more box for age. Half of the work is already done, and we have to add one more box now for the age. So age is just a number, right? So we can add a text box over here. What we have to do is we have to write here before the submit button, we'll write here input type is equals to number, and we'll provide it the ID as well. So let's say the ID is age. We'll use the ID attribute later, and inside this placeholder we'll write here age. Save it, and here you can see we have three text boxes over here. Inside the age we can't write any character or alphabet because we have defined the type as number for this, so we can write numbers here only. Now the next part is to link this page to another web page such that if the credentials are correct, the user will enter the home page of our website. For that we have to use the action attribute in HTML. Now the question here is, when do we want the user to enter the home page? Only if the credentials are correct, right? We have to use the action attribute with the form tag. So you can see over here we have already mentioned the form tag. Now what we'll do is we'll write here action, and what we want is we want it to redirect the user to another page or another web page, the home page of our website, after checking the credentials, and if the credentials are correct, the user will move on to the home page. So we have already a file named homepage.html. So we'll write here homepage.html and save it. Now on clicking the submit button, okay, we have to fill something for name and for password as well. So we'll write random values over here, submit it, and you can see we have been redirected to another page, and this is the home page of our website. However, it doesn't look like a home page. Still we can assume it, right? So now we know what should be done if the user has correct credentials to enter the home page. We are almost done with the HTML part. We'll make some more changes to this file later. The next thing we have to do is to validate the credentials entered by the user, right? For validation purposes, we'll use the if-else control statements in a JavaScript file. We'll create a function in a JavaScript file and call that function when the user clicks the submit button. But there is a difference. We'll not call the function on clicking the submit button. Instead, we'll call the function on submission of the form. So instead of writing here on click and then calling that function, what we'll do is we'll write here inside the form tag, we'll write on submit. So this is an event, and on submit what will happen is it will call a function named validate. We'll create this validate function in our JavaScript file now. So you can see here we have already used the ID attribute with all the input tags in order to get the values entered by the user. So let's move on to the JavaScript file, and what we'll do here is we'll first declare a function named validate. So we'll write here function, and the function name is validate, and then we have the body of this function. Now we'll take three variables to get all the values entered by the user, because we need to check for all the values, right? So we need to check if the user's name and password match the one we want, and the user should be aged above 13 to enter our website. For all these, we need the values entered by the user. So we'll use the get element by ID method to get all the values. Now for that, we'll take three variables. So let's say the first variable is uname. It will hold the value entered in the username text box. Let me go to the form again. And here you can see we have three text boxes: username, password, and age. So we'll take three variables. For username, we'll write here document dot get element by ID, and the ID is uname. Let me confirm it once. So you can see here the ID for username is uname. For password it is pass, and for age it's age. So we'll write here dot value. The next thing we'll do is we'll create another variable for password. We'll write here again document dot get element by ID, and the ID is pass. We'll again write here dot value, and the third variable will be where age. It will hold the age of the user. So we'll again write here document dot get element by ID, and the ID for age is age. We'll again use the dot value property. Now we are done with the values. We have three variables holding all the values entered by the user. Next up, we'll use these values to validate the data entered by the user. Now the first condition we can have here is that we don't want the user to leave any of the text boxes empty, right? If we click on this submit button, you can see it says please fill out this field. Now we can do it with the help of HTML as well, but for now we are using JavaScript. So we'll remove these required keywords so that we can do it with JavaScript only. Save it and submit it now. You can see it is redirecting us to the home page of our website. So it's working totally fine. Now what we'll do is we'll write a condition if the user leaves any of these fields empty. So we'll write here if uname is equals to blank, or pass is equals to blank. Okay, pass is equals to blank, or age is equals to blank. Now what will happen is it will give the user a pop-up with the message. Let's say the message is missing credentials. Fine. Save it. And if we leave any of these fields empty now, a pop-up will appear with the message missing credentials. So the first condition is done, but there's a loophole in this condition. So let's check it out first. We'll leave username and password empty, submit it. You can see it says missing credentials, right? Now the next thing is if we write here, let's say a random name and password as well, but we are leaving this age text box empty, submit it. It still says missing credentials because we haven't entered the age, and it's working totally fine. Now there's a loophole in this condition. The exciting part is it will work fine if the user enters more than one space in all the fields. Like if we are giving here spaces for more than once, and similarly for password as well, submit it. And you can see it says missing credentials because we haven't filled the age. So let's do one thing. We'll write some spaces for username and password, and for age we'll say the age is 4. Submit it, and you can see we have no error over here. Now to overcome this problem, we have a predefined JavaScript method that treats all the spaces the same. No matter the number of spaces, whether it be one or more than one, it will treat all the same. We have to include the trim method within the if else statement. So what we'll do is we'll write here dot trim for username, and similarly for password as well we'll write here trim, and for age as well let's say dot trim, and save it. Now move back to our sign up form, and if we try to give more than one spaces here, and let's say the age is 4, submit it, you can see it says missing credentials for more than one spaces as well. So this is working totally fine. Now the following condition will be for validating the name. Let's say the required name is Kaushal or anything else. The required password is let's say 12345, and the age should be more than 13. Then only the user can enter the website. So for that we have to use the else if statement, and what we'll do is we'll write here else if, and inside this we'll give our conditions. So let's say the conditions are uname is equals to Kaushal, and pass is equals to 12345, and age should be greater than or is equals to 13. Then it will give the user a pop-up, and which states that we'll write here alert, we'll write here sign up successful. Fine, save it. Now the user can enter the website with these credentials only, otherwise a pop-up will appear. So let's give the else condition as well. What we'll do is we'll write here else, and we'll use another alert. Inside this we'll write wrong ID and password. Fine. Now we have all the conditions here. Save it, and now we'll check for different inputs. So let's move back to our form, and what we'll do is we'll write the username is let's say Ravi, and the password is let's say any random numbers, and the age is let's say 6. Submit it, and you can see it says wrong ID and password. Now what we'll do is we'll give it the correct credentials. We'll write here Kaushal, and the password will be 12345, and the age is let's say 21. Fine, the age should be greater than or equals to 13. So submit it, and you can see it says sign up successful. Now we have different conditions over here. Like if we write here any random name, and if we write here any random password, now it will return wrong ID and password. But if we write here correct ID and password and correct username as well, let's say we are writing here Kaushal, and let's say the age will change to 11. Submit it, and you can see it still says wrong ID and password. We can add one more condition over here, like we'll write here else if age is less than 12, it will give an alert that you are underaged or some sort of that. So we'll write here else if age is less than 13, an alert which states underaged. Fine, save it, and what we'll do is we'll move back to our form, and we'll write here Kaushal, password is 12345, and age is let's say 11. Submit it, and you can see it says underaged now. So it is working totally fine. Now one thing that seems a bit irritating as well is it redirects us to the home page every time, right? It doesn't matter if the credentials are correct or not, it redirects. To overcome this issue, we have to make some minor changes in the HTML file and include the return keyword in a if else conditional statements. So let's go back to our HTML file, and what we'll do is we'll write here inside the form tag. Now we have on submit over here. So what we'll do is we'll write return before validate. So save it and we'll move back to our JavaScript file. Now this return keyword will let the form perform any action only if the value returned by the function validate is true. Otherwise, it will not allow the form tag to perform any action. The action here is redirecting the user to the home page, right? So let's do it here. We know that the function should return true only if all the credentials are valid. So we'll write here, for all other conditions, we'll write return false. Fine. For this one, we'll write return true, because this is the condition when all the credentials are correct. And for all other conditions, we'll write return false. Similarly for else as well, we'll write here return false. Now save it and we'll move back to a sign up form. Save the HTML file as well once. And what we'll do is we'll write here Kaushal, password is 123 and age is, let's say, 4. Submit it. You can see it says underaged. Click on OK, and now it is not redirecting us to the home page, right? Now if the credentials are correct, what we'll do is we'll write here the password as 12345 and the age is, let's say, 21. Submit it. Now you can see it says sign up successful. Click on OK and you can see we are in the home page. It is working totally fine. So if all the credentials are valid, then it is redirecting us to the home page, exactly what we wanted. So these are the basics of validation in JavaScript. Obviously, we can't validate a form with JavaScript in the real world because we don't have to deal with one user only. We need the backend to do all the validation and all. But simple validation can be done with the help of JavaScript. We did it just now. We have many things to do with validation in JavaScript, like adding some more conditions or using regular expressions to validate forms in JavaScript. Using regular expressions for validation in JavaScript is what we already saw in the previous videos. So we have gone through it already. I want you guys to show some creativity and do something new on this topic and let us know what you have done in the comment box. So that's all for this video, guys. See you in the next one where we will go through mobile number validation in JavaScript. If you liked this video, do give it a thumbs up. If you have any doubts, do let us know in the comments below. Share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe Simply Code. Thank you.